Hello everyone, my name is Marina Garvey and I am regulated Canadian immigration consultant. I want to share with you some of the most important information regarding the immigration rules every international student in Canada must follow. Most of you have already decided to study in Canada, and maybe you are even in Canada at this moment. Let's say your classes have already started and you are settling into student life. But the key here is to remember your immigration journey has only just begun. The way you handle your study permit, your work authorization, and your application over the next few years will directly affect your future in Canada. Whether that's continuous studying, getting a study permit, or even applying for permanent residence. Even small mistakes now can have severe consequences later. Think of this video as your survival guide from day one until graduation. Well, let's get into it. What are some important study permit conditions? First things first, you must remain enrolled into your program and actively pursue your studies. In other words, while you are enrolled, you should also try to be well to get good grades. This is because your school sends compliance report to IRCC every semester. In case you didn't know, IRCC stands for Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship. It's a federal department of Canadian government responsible for managing immigration to Canada. If you stop attending classes, fail multiple tests or exams, or withdraw from courses, IRCC will be able to see it. Even if your study permit is valid for much longer period, your student status can still be questioned. Keep in mind that you also need to maintain your full-time status in every semester, unless you are in a very last term and only need a couple of courses to graduate. Dropping to part-time too early or failing multiple classes can put your postgraduate work permit at risk. Next, always make sure to apply for study permit extension before it expires. This step is very important. If you miss the deadline, you still have 90 days to apply for restoration, but during the period, you must stop both studying and working until your status is officially restored. Restoration also comes with extra fees and can create red flags on your immigration file. Now let's cover breaks and leaves. Scheduled breaks like winter holidays, reading week, or summer vacation allow you to work full-time off campus, but only up to 150 days and total of 180 days per year. If you take an authorized leave for medical or family reason, it must be formally approved by your school, capped at 150 days, and you cannot work during this period unless IRCC specifically authorizes it. If you think about transferring schools or changing programs, remember that PGWP eligibility depends on continuous study at PGWP eligible designated learning institution. This means that moving to a non-eligible program or leaving a gap longer than 150 days can cost you your future work permit. Starting at November 8, 2024, there is a new process for post-secondary study permit holders. You must remain enrolled in the designated learning institution named on your study permit. This means you cannot simply notify IRCC online when you transfer. From now on, if you want to change schools or programs, you need to apply for a new study permit by submitting an extension. Failing to follow this process can cost your status and your PGWP eligibility. When it comes to part-time work during studies, many students tend to overlook these few things. Since November 2024, the off-campus limit is 24 hours per week during academic session. No exception. Keep in mind that IRCC can cross-check CRA payroll data, so don't risk it. On-campus work remains unlimited, but it must be tied to your school or an affiliated organization. And for co-op placement, you need to have a separate co-op work permit, and those hours must never exceed half of your entire program length. Once again, exceeding 24 hours work gap, yes, even for 1 hour, is considered violation of your study permit, which can lead to a refusal in the future. Also, keep in mind that unpaid volunteering that replaces a paid job is treated as unauthorized work. So what are the most common mistakes students make? With so many responsibilities, it's easy for students to make mistakes. Common mistakes issues include missing the study permit extension deadline, dropping to part-time studies without authorization, working before classes officially begin, ignoring compliance email from the school, assuming the post-graduation work permit is automatic. It isn't. For the postgraduate work permit, you must apply within 180 days of receiving your final transcript or completion letter, and you must meet all program requirements to qualify. Important questions to ask yourself. Do a quick monthly self-audit to make sure you're staying compliant. Are you still enrolled full-time? Have you worked more than 24 hours off campus this week? Is your study permit valid for at least 6 months? Have you checked your IRCC account for new messages or updates? Have you avoided any unauthorized absence? If you can say yes to all of this, you're on track and maintaining your status. Finally, remember, your IRCC account is your helpful tool. Use it to extend your study permit, apply for co-op or PGWP, receive biometric requests, and track your messages. Check it often, and remember that everything you submit becomes part of your permanent record. Always be truthful and complete all the fields. Misrepresentation, even accidental, can result in refusals or bans. By staying on track and regularly double-checking your next steps and requirements through official sources like Canada.ca, you set yourself up to success, both in your education and your future. If you are ever unsure, pause and get professional advice. If you are looking for immigration and study advice, reach out to Marcus Canada. Our team of experts will do our best to assist you. And one more last reminder, this video is for general information only and doesn't constitute legal advice. Immigration rules often change, so it's always best to verify the latest details on the official IRCC website. Well, that's all from me. Good luck!